Welcome to one and all watching this. Today I'll be presenting my team's application, which is SingleServeAI. So I've hosted backend on render and a frontend on Vercel. So when we open our application, we are greeted by this chat box, and the navbar, it has four toggles. One is the chat, one is the agent queue where all the priorities and all the escalated queries are present. Then the analytics. Over here we can see the analytics of different things. This is viewable by agents and the admins only, and then the admin dashboard, which has access denied currently since we are not signed in. So let's make a new account. Let's call it trial@try.com, and the password will be trial123. By default, the accounts created, they are of agent role. So when we go on chat, for example, so let's say our name is try. So let's say you are a customer who wanted to meet their client at 10 a.m. today, but the client, without telling you anything further, they just never joined the meeting. So we are querying that. So I had a meeting with my client at 10 a.m. today, but the client never reached out. Please help me with it. You send your query. So currently we are using Gemini API, Gemini 3.1 Flash, and MongoDB for the storage. So address of platform link used for the invite and everything. So let's say the meeting was with John Capital, and I want to contact them for the meeting to be held tomorrow at 2 p.m. positively. So as soon as you enter something, and it automatically creates a type of memory for itself. The customer is reporting a time sensitive issue with an upcoming meeting and everything. It classifies the priority and the troubleshoot, like what is the action that should be taken. And for instance, you are an agent that's trying to contact the customer alongside the airbot, so it also gives you a query that you can send from yourself, because at times you don't want to type all this, so you can basically just use the script as well. I've verified the integration settings to ensure your client. Okay, thanks. Can you please get me in reach with a representative for this as well? And so whenever some actual assistance is required, it automatically pushes the whole thing to escalate. So what escalate is, it's basically a sort of it stores the queries and the user details and the conversations in a new role, and where the agents and the admins can see and provide their manual input over them. So when you go on agent queue, you can see over here it has a query from tryop, and when you click on it, it shows neutral, it's pending, and it has the AI generated summary for the same, the recommended next steps that you can take, and the customer memory. This tells all the details about whatever the customer had talked to you regarding before this or after this and everything. So when you go over on chat as well, if you enter the customer name, you can see what they have talked about over here in the memory profile. And for instance, it has been 2 days since then. Not 2 days, let's say it has been about 12 hours since then. It has been 12 hours since our last conversation. Any updates? So it has storage for memory, so we remember your issues from the last time, so it will automatically load the context. I understand the agency have escalated, and it remembers what the last thing was, so the customer doesn't have to manually type in all the details again and again for the same. So in agent queue, let's say you saw this and you have fulfilled this, you can simply just say claim, I'm working on this, I'm going to fulfill this, and it has been claimed by you. Over on analytics, you can see the first contact resolution, average handle time, and all the KPI trends, the queries, the interaction by channels. Over here you can also see the risks. So for instance, customer named Kodam, they had a similar query, so their risk was 77, which means you should get to it as soon as you can. Then another user test, their risk was 66, which is somewhat lower than that, but still quite high at risk. So over you can also see cross-channel customers. So when you go on chat, there's a web communication, there's WhatsApp, there's email, there's calls. The memory is taken to all the separate channels, but there's some users find it convenient to communicate through different channels. So over here you can also see the communication through different channels, WhatsApp and web. The admin, it's logged for agent, so if you sign in with a user test which has the admin privileges, you can access the admin dashboard. Over here you can see all the queries a user has ever typed. So for example, try out a user, you can simply load. It gives you the memory summary for the user, the open queries for the user, and the resolved ones. And you can also see the interaction timeline. Over here it basically shortens down, summarizes all the queries that you had talked about. So I understand you'd like to bring in another representative to assist with this, understand the urgency, all the things. So by using this, we sort of create a chat model, a user-friendly, agent-friendly, admin-friendly chat model that can remember the context. It can help you cut down and shorten down your query time by remembering the context from previous conversations, and you don't have to type in manually again and again and again whatever you were talking about, as that can be quite hectic for the customers, and we need to create something that is customer friendly. So this ensures that. Thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you.